Well, this is Jonathan with Aquaponics, the Self-Sustained Revolution on Facebook, with the URL facebook.com/helpmeteachtheworld. I'd also like to give a shout out to True Aquaponics. I'm going to do a quick overview of one of my systems, mainly because of all the discussion lately of bell siphons and people having problems with them. I'm making this video because I do not use them in any of my systems. I've tried them, I just don't see a need for them. So I'm going to show you my system and then talk about that a little bit. If the screen hops around a little bit, it's because I'm on crutches. So this is my rock bed. This is where we'll start. It's what I call a simple swirl filter. I call those my bio balls. They're you can find them for fish filtration on tanks. The water is coming out of here. Solids drop to the bottom. Everything else goes through there. Comes out nice and clean here. This rock bed is 12 feet long, then 8-foot L at the end. I use pea pebbles and lava rocks on the bottom, hydrotron on top. I've been experimenting with these net pots to grow stuff out of sand. They work really well. I like seeding stuff in it. Stuff sprouts a lot faster than other methods. Alright, so when my rock bed fills up with water, as you can see there, comes over to this thing, and this is what all the discussion has been about. Instead of using a bell siphon, I just use a standpipe with a hole at the bottom. See if you can see this. When it gets up to the level it needs to be, simply drains through the hole. When it shuts off, it slowly drains through a hole down at the bottom. That's all it is, a standpipe with, I think, 3 small holes at the bottom. This keeps the rocks out, works really well. Just happened to get it from my old job. If you're going to use PVC as an outside barrier to keep the rocks out, I would suggest slits instead of holes. If you cut skinny lines straight up and down, if there's ever a clog and it starts to flood, as soon as it rises a little bit, it starts draining again. So I always use slits over holes now. For my system, as soon as it drains, comes out here, if you can see that. There you go. And this tank here has fish in it. Probably won't be able to see them. There's bluegill down there. But it stays at a constant height. As soon as water is added, it has an overflow pipe that it instantly starts overflowing out of. And what I did was I actually have an L inside there going to the bottom, and then it cuts across the very bottom, and on the bottom L piece I drilled a bunch of holes. So when it floods from the bottom, so it picks up any solids. And then it comes across here, all the way across my L, back to these boot barrels. I'm gonna hop over there and show you. Okay, this is where it floods from, or drains, either one you want to call it. The grow bed, water goes across. Soon as it drains into that, it floods the bottom of it, drains right back into here. And this is also a constant height. So this is available for fish. I just need to add them. As soon as water's added from here, it overflows here, comes right back to my pump. Simple 300 gallon per hour pump from Harbor Freight. Works great, warranted, whatever. Alright. So this tank here is the only one that flood and drains. This is the water that fills the grow bed. When the grow bed floods, it immediately drains there, drains here, drains back into here. So I have 2 barrels that are able to hold fish and one that's a flood and drain with the actual pump in it. Alright, so the point of this video was not just to show you my system, it was to actually point out the reasons why you do not need a bell siphon at all. My timer failed, so I do this by hand right now, but as soon as I feel like putting a new timer on, now that I've got everything else in order, this thing will simply run. Pull this up, This thing will simply run off whatever I tell it to. And if you want to control how it flood and drains on the other end, you can simply do that by the size holes that you put into the bottom. So if you put more holes in the bottom of your standpipe over here, it's going to take longer to fill the bed with water, but when the pump turns off, it's going to drain faster. If you only have a few small holes, you'll be able to fill the bed faster with the pump on, and then when it turns off, it'll take a lot longer for it to drain. That's my preferred method. So it's simply a pump on a timer, a standpipe with a hole in the bottom. That is it. You have complete control. You don't have to worry about it failing, flooding, anything like that. Everything works great, and haven't had any problems yet. So do a follow-up video sometime soon on my other systems and show y'all what I got going here. See y'all then. Thanks.